Today is a topic that I'm going to be honest, I've ummed and ahed about this situation. I'm faffing with my hair and you can tell I feel a bit funny about the topic. I don't feel funny about the topic. I've been away for a week. I will do a video on Ireland next week because fuck me, everyone needs to do that. Everyone needs to go away. Everyone needs to have a week to themselves, like a digital detox. Anyway, I'll talk about that next week. But I've had like so many epiphanies and realizations while I've been away, and I have ummed and ahed about doing a video about confidence for the longest time, and I'm just going to keep it 100% real with you because I feel like that was the point of me doing this channel, and that's the point of me doing these videos. It's not for me to tell you how to be a certain way, but it's like I have honestly, I wish I had like photos and videos and stuff. To be fair, I might go home at some point and see what I can find, because when I tell you I was not always like this, like I used to be so shy and so timid and so not lacking in confidence, which we'll get onto in a second, but just very, very different to how I am now. I'm very like just chilled, calm energy, good vibes, know what I want, know what I'm getting. Like I'm very like to a T now, and it just fascinates me, and I genuinely never thought I would be able to sit in front of this camera and talk to you about confidence. However, I've ummed and ahed about it because I think we've got confidence all wrong. I definitely had, and you might be sat watching this being like, huh, hon, we knew what confidence was all along. But I honestly never thought I was confident, and which is funny because I absolutely bossed my career. I've got a really good life. I sit in front of this camera and I do these videos. Like I really back myself, and that's what confidence is. I always used to think that I couldn't be confident because I am quite shy. I'm very, very introvert. I used to be really insecure. I am in some areas of my life, like a tiny bit insecure, but I used to be really insecure. And I genuinely believed that because I was those things, that I couldn't be confident, when actually you can be all of those things. I don't know if I have done a video on it, but I've definitely thought about doing a video on like having on having conflicting personality traits, because I have loads of them, and honestly it took me the longest time to get over them, like to understand them, because I am quite loud and I can voice my opinion, but I'm extremely shy in some cases at the same time, and I'm also very introvert, and it used to confuse the hell out of me. Like, why can I be one thing and the opposite at the same time? Like, it's so strange to me. However, I've really started to get my head around it, and I can just now fully own who I am and understand who I am, blah blah blah. So I'll do another video on that. But yeah, today we want to talk about confidence, and honestly, it's look, you can tell how happy I am because I genuinely never thought I would be able to sit here and do a video on how to become confident, because I just never thought that I was that confident girl. However, I am. I've had a revelation, I've had a breakthrough, and I'm fucking confident, and I love it. I don't know why I ever told myself I wasn't. So yeah, I genuinely think we've got confidence all wrong. I think confidence is a skill, it's a muscle that you build up over time, and we'll talk about creating proof that you're confident and all of that kind of stuff, but genuinely, confidence to me, and this is all of my opinion by the way, these videos are all my life experience, how I've grown over time, and I've been very proactive in mindset and self-development, and so all of this is just my lived and learned experience. But confidence to me is like the inner belief to your core. No matter what your head's telling you, no matter what your mind's telling you, no matter what everybody else is telling you or what you're thinking about yourself, like confidence, if you believe in your inner core that you can do something, that you back yourself, that you believe in yourself, you are confident. It doesn't matter about how it manifests, and we will talk about that in a second, because it does manifest in shyness or in quietness or in vulnerability. But if you genuinely back yourself, it might take you a little bit longer to get there than somebody who's I don't know, a bit more further on in their journey than you, or a little bit more confident than you, so what? But like, if you genuinely believe to your core, to your soul, that you can do something, or you have the ability to do something, then you are confident. That is what confidence is. Firstly, because I don't massively plan these videos because I like to come on and just say what I think, because I've done a lot of the work on the topics that I'm talking about. I haven't done work in every single area of my life, like I'm not bloody Mahatma Gandhi, but I do come on and like I try and be like a big sister and give advice for that specific topic. However, for confidence, I did think, like, what if you're watching this and you just feel completely lacking in confidence, like you don't believe in yourself, you don't feel like you know what you're doing. I'm going to talk about confidence from that point of view, and I will tie in some of my experience, but I think everyone deserves to feel confident. Honestly, it's one of the most empowering things I've ever felt, and I'm very confident in my career, extremely confident. And then there's other areas of my life where I've had to grow in confidence over time, whether it's friends or relationships or doing things alone. You don't have to be confident in every single area. However, if you are struggling with confidence and you feel, one, that you don't have any at all, that you have no self-belief, and two, that it's starting to affect you and your life, you're not daring to go into certain situations or leave the house in some cases, like it can be a really big thing. And so if you are feeling that you're not confident, have a think and write down whatever works for you. Why am I not confident? Why am I not confident? I'm asking you to write that and ask yourself that question, because I've asked myself the same thing and the answer really surprised me. I've genuinely never thought about it. Why am I not confident? I've never asked myself that question until a few months ago. And ask yourself that question. Stop the video now and ask yourself that question, and I think you'll be surprised about what comes out and what the answer is. A lot of it will be external voices. I was always told I couldn't do this, or I couldn't do that, or I can't achieve, or I'm not good enough, or somebody else was always praised more than I was, so that's an external source. So you can change that. That's great. Another reason I ask you to ask yourself this question is because a lot of the time you're telling yourself something that's not true. So I recognise in Ireland, and I am honestly, it blew my entire mind, being and soul, and I will promise you I'm going to do a video. You think I'm excited now? You wait until next week. I'm going to be fucking bouncing off the walls, because I realised that I was just telling myself a load of crap that was outdated. I was telling myself that I wasn't confident, and actually I am. I roll around being confident all day, every day. The fact that I'm telling myself is overpowering my actions, which is crazy. So ask yourself why you're not confident. Is it because it's coming from external sources? Where is it coming from? Where is the belief coming from? Is it that you're telling yourself that you're not confident, but actually you've already built the proof that you are confident in certain situations and in areas of your life? Ask yourself why you might be confident in relationships, for example, but you're not confident to push yourself at work. Ask yourself why you're confident at work, but you don't dare go to the gym, for example, or you don't dare eat out alone. Like, ask yourself, what is the difference? However, don't spend too much time there, because you can fall into the trap of overthinking. Why am I just good in that area? And then it means that I'm just not good in another area. And that's not the case. Confidence is a muscle that you build and a skill that you develop over time. And so you have to be patient with yourself, because it can come. Now, this is a channel all about self-love. And it's all about self-love, and it's all about living a better quality of life, and a life that you actually enjoy being a part of. You enjoy being in your body, in your mind, in your soul. And so self-love is a huge part of confidence, and it is going to be the next step that I'm going to talk about, because I do think confidence starts with you. Not to sound cliche or repeat old ground, but I think being confident starts with you. If you believe in yourself, and that's all you have to do, believe in yourself, you can go from there and you can grow from there. However, If you are not treating yourself with respect and with self-worth, and you're not showing yourself love, and by that, we've talked about this loads on this channel, by that I don't mean running a hot bubble bath because you're tired at the end of the day. I mean, like, what do you actually need? Are you pushing yourself way too far, and you're pushing yourself to your limits, and you're not having any balance in your life? Are you eating shit because you can't be asked to cook? Have you stopped doing the things that you enjoy doing? Have you stopped seeing the people that you enjoy doing? Are you isolating yourself? Are you binge watching? Are you binge scrolling? Like, really think about how you're living your life and what you're doing to yourself to self-sabotage, because what you need to be doing is the opposite of that. Because the more you self-sabotage, the more you pull back your confidence, the more you enhance your insecurity, enhance your introversion, is introversion a word? It is now. Enhance your shyness, and the more that you start to love yourself and nurture yourself, the more respect you have for yourself, the more grounds and proof and evidence you're building up that you actually like yourself, therefore you build self-confidence. All of this stuff, what I've realised, it's actually not that difficult. A lot of it is mindset, and it is being consistent. It's like a habit. It's like going to the gym. Like, think of it in the exact same way. Like, have I showed myself some appreciation today? Have I looked after myself? Have I taken care of what I need? Have I eaten good food? Have I eaten bad food? And if I've fallen off the wagon, like, it's absolutely fine. And I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about like mindset, negative self-talk, whatever it is. Like, what can I do at the end of my day to squeeze a bit of love into my life? And it sounds, honestly, it sounds a bit cheesy, doesn't it? And it sounds a bit cringe, but it's so important to treat yourself with respect, because if you don't, one, nobody else is gonna, and two, if you don't treat yourself with respect and self-worth and self-love, the confidence or the areas that you want to build up inside yourself, they'll never actually get anywhere. They'll never start to grow, because you're not giving yourself the evidence and the proof that you can do that. We spoke about inner narrative a second ago, but really look at that and listen to what you're telling yourself. And we spoke about having conflicting personality traits. Like, just be mindful of how your confidence is manifesting, because if you're shy yet confident, those are two very different personality traits to have. However, is your confidence manifesting in shyness? And if it is, you really need to separate the two, because your shyness is overcoming, it's overshadowing your confidence. Your mind is an extremely powerful thing. So if you are confident and shy, we're just going to go with the two traits. We'll keep going with these two because it's easiest to explain. But if you are confident and you are shy, your mind, if you're like me, I have such a negative mindset. Like, my default mind is so negative, it gets on my nerves, and I really, really have to pay attention to it. And if I allowed it, my shyness would smack my confidence to the floor every single time. And so I have to constantly be like, girl, you've got this, come on, you know what you're doing, you believe in yourself, I back myself, and therefore I can allow my confidence to come up, do what it needs to do, and then I don't know where it goes, my shyness will take over at some point. But there are levels and there are layers, and you're not always going to be the most confident. And I think confidence, going back to it, is a skill, and I'm going to talk about building proof and evidence in a second, but just watch how your different personality traits are fighting off or reacting against one another. And a lot of it is your mind. Your mind controls what we do, basically, doesn't it? And so if you're confident yet shy and your shyness is overpowering the confidence, speak to yourself, come on, Chlo, like, I've got this, I can do this, I've done it 100 times, like, why do I feel shy in this situation? It's ridiculous. Confidence comes out, and then we can go again. And so you really have to, well, be mindful of your mind. I've spoken about building proof and building evidence 1,100 times in this video, so let's get to that bit. So building proof and building evidence, again, confidence is a skill, so building proof and building evidence shows you, your body, your mind, your being, that you can do something. It's literally a skill. The more times you do it, the better at it you become. The more times you do it, the better at it you become. I would start this little section, if you want to do this, I would start by looking back at the evidence and the proof that you already have. What have I done that I've been good at? what have I done that I've really excelled in? What have I done that I've really enjoyed? What have I done where I've surprised myself by how I reacted in something? Because that's confidence. All of that action is confidence, and it's things that you've already done and probably bypassed in your head and forgotten about them. Like, get your notebook out, get your pen out and write down the things that you've done that have excelled your confidence, that where you have shown up for yourself, where you have shown confidence in yourself, in your abilities, in your beliefs, and write it all down, make a list, because that then is enhancing it. It's written proof, evidence that you are confident. And I promise you there'll be more stuff on there than what you will have ever thought about or ever given yourself credit for. So the first little point of this exercise is to write everything down that you have done where you have excelled in confidence, where you've shown up for yourself, or where you've just excelled a bit of confidence or shown a bit of confidence. Write all of those things down and use them as proof. Use them as a catapult to bounce off of every time you're questioning yourself, or every time you're wondering, can I do this? I don't know if I can do that. Maybe I won't apply for that job because I don't know if I can do it. Look at the list. Look at the list. I can do it. I can do it because I've done it before. And use that as a bounce board to propel yourself forwards. From there, you can start to build proof and build evidence that you are confident moving forwards. For some people, that will be a really easy challenge. Right, I know I've got to do X, Y, and Z to get to X, Y, and Z, and therefore I'm just going to go out and do it because now I'm focused and that's how my mind works, right? For others, it's going to be like, I'm really going to struggle with this. Like, I'm really going to struggle with this. So set yourself little challenges. First up, don't be so hard on yourself. Like, don't give yourself a hard time. Confidence, I'm 33. I reckon I really started to build my confidence when I was around 25. So 8 years in the making, and I have finally had the balls to sit in front of this camera and record videos about how to be confident. And so give yourself a break and be kind to yourself, and don't be too hard on yourself. Like, genuinely be kind. It helps way more than you think. That is rule number one. Don't be so hard on yourself. However, you do need to push yourself if you really want change. And I mean really want change. My sister used to say this to me all the time. You can't want it enough because you're not doing it. And I used to be like, piss off, shut up. But she was right. Like, if I want to change that much, no matter how much I'm holding myself back, no matter how much my fears are playing a part in me not moving forward, like, I have to start to overcome them at some point. And that might be, I don't know, going into a shop and saying hi, going to buy a coffee and trying to have a conversation with the person serving you, talking to a neighbour, talking to a stranger, whatever it is, whatever you're trying to become confident in, asking for help at work, sharing that you're not feeling that confident at work, and how can your manager or your upline or your leadership or whatever, or your colleagues, how can they help you to become more confident? Speak to friends about it. Like, that sometimes opens so many doors, because you will be surprised how many people, A, either feel the same as you, or B, see you in a completely different light to what you see yourself. And so start to push your boundaries. Don't keep yourself in a closed space. Don't lock the door on yourself. Like, start to try and be a little bit more open-minded of, I can actually do this. It might just take me a little bit of time, but I just need to keep pushing and challenging myself every day, once a week. Like, just be mindful of it. Don't obsess over it because that will hold you back, but be mindful of it and just keep pushing yourself a little bit more every day. And as you do that, keep a mental record, keep a physical note, whatever it is, whatever works for you, of the little things that you're overcoming, because again, your backbone will start to get stronger because you're building the evidence, you're building that skill, and you're building that muscle to become a lot more confident in moving forward in what you do. Collect the evidence that you've got, but also be mindful about continuing to build and grow the proof and evidence that you have, because that then will build your confidence slowly over time. The next thing is your body language and the way that you carry yourself speak volumes. I still do it loads and it really annoys me. I always pull my jumper or my hoodie or whatever I'm wearing over my hands, and that is when I'm feeling a bit, I do it on the videos sometimes when I get a bit of imposter syndrome. Like, that is lacking in confidence. Like, a confident person has their hands out and they have energy and they have their shoulders back. And I used to listen to this on podcasts all the time, like, body language, shut up, like, what the hell is body language? However, like I said, I've noticed I pull my jumpers over my hands a lot, and so when I notice it, I get my hands out, I put my shoulders back, I put my chest forward, and I feel instantly more confident. Like, it's not bullshit. Like, do it, try it while you're watching this video. Like, stand up straight, get your shit together, like, own the room. To be fair, it's not even about owning the room, it's about owning yourself and owning your own persona. And you will notice when you carry yourself in a bit of a different way, in a more stand up straight, I've got posture, I've got a bit of aura and a bit of energy about me, people will come towards you, or people will speak to you in a different way, because you're not cowling and you're not the shy girl in the corner. And it's not that people don't want to talk to the shy girl in the corner, it's that people don't know how to approach the shy girl in the corner because they don't want to make her feel uncomfortable, or they don't want to say something wrong, or they don't want to put her out of her comfort zone. However, you will draw, remember, I am obsessed with being magnetic, you will draw people in and you will draw the right things in when you stand up straight, you put your shoulders back, you're not cowering over, get your hands out of your pockets, get your hands out of your jumper and have a look at what's going around. Like, honestly, your body language, it's not, for me, it's not about the external sources, it's not about people coming over to you, it's not about whatever, it's about the way that you feel. Genuinely, I just did it then and I feel so much more like, I've got this, you know? And so really take a look at your body language, take a look at where your hands are, what you're doing with your hands, like where your shoulders are you cowling, have you got your hands in your pockets constantly? Because it genuinely, I promise you, will make you feel 100 times more confident just by the way that you stand. The last thing is patience, and this is the hardest thing, but also the biggest lesson I've learned so far in my life, hands down. Patience always wins. Like, be patient. We've spoken the whole way through this video about confidence being a muscle, being a skill that you need to build, and so be patient with it, be patient with yourself. Like, we as human beings are so gentle and soft, and we can be manipulated in so many different ways. We're taking 100,000 million messages a day, we set ourselves goals, we set ourselves challenges, we never actually stop to just be like, what's going on here? Do you know, like, what has happened and what is happening? It's a slow down and a being patient with yourself genuinely wins so much. When you're rushing around or you're putting too much pressure on yourself, what you're doing is you're putting resistance on the thing that you actually want. I think I've spoken about that on here before, but be patient with yourself. Confidence comes over time. Don't overthink it. Don't beat yourself up if you, I do it all the time. Go into shops or I go into places and I'm like, right, today I'm going to talk to a stranger. And I come out and 9 times out of 10 I've not talked to the stranger because I've been too scared, I've been too insecure to do it, I've been too lacking in confidence. And so don't beat yourself up about it, but make sure that you celebrate your wins. And so don't give yourself a hard time, show yourself self-love like we said in step 1, but be patient with yourself and be kind to yourself, because if you're not confident, it can be hard to get there, and I totally resonate and relate with that. But if you're patient with yourself, if you slow down and you give yourself some space, but push yourself at the same time and give yourself these little challenges that might be silly to you, but actually they will pay back tenfold. Give yourself a little bit of space, give yourself a little bit of time, and your confidence, I promise you, if you look back in 5 years, which might feel like a long time, but actually in a lifespan it's very short. If you look back in 5 years and think, fuck me, I have come such a long way in my confidence. I used to be a girl who cowered and didn't speak up for herself and didn't hold her own and bloody held her jumper over her hands and just did not feel worthy. And if in 5 years you can say, I am so confident and I own that room and my career's gone from this to this because I've grown and I've built my confidence muscle and I've built my skill set in being confident. What a fucking achievement that is. Like, that is insane. And so don't be hard on yourself. Give yourself a break. Practice some of the things in this video, and I promise you, your confidence will build up with time. I promise you, I promise you. But as always, if you do have any questions, hit me up, write in the comments, let's have a conversation. DM me, that's absolutely fine. Like, I can help you. I wasn't always this confident, and so I've been there and I've done it. And so yeah, if you are struggling with it, do not be afraid to reach out at all, because I would love to help and love to support. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you are loving and enjoying watching these videos, please do subscribe, please do comment, please do like. It does really help. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers in the next few weeks and months. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you back here next week. Love you.